So one thing in media is that everybody seems all giddy and friendly, but in political media, for example, is like a lot of people in DC are just saying, "Will Joe Biden be capable of running in 2024?" And that's a legitimate statement to ask because he's going to be about 82 years old. Hi, welcome to JOA. If you're new to my channel, click that subscribe and click that bell button so you'll be the first to know when I upload. A lot of you guys are watching, but you are not subscribing. I know that for a fact. Please subscribe and click the bell. Please share this video with your friends and your family. And I know I have a lot of people in the older age bracket. I don't like to use old, but I mean, I'm just going by the analytics. It's 65 plus. Majority of you are that watches the view are 65 plus, and you guys don't know what super chats are. Super chats are basically it's basically a function where when I do live streams, it's where you're able to tip your streamer. It's kind of like tipping your server for their service. So, you know, you're tipping me for my service of bringing you hot topics, the news, entertainment, etc. And it is a $ button below the chat. Below the chat where you type in your chat, it's below, it's like a little $ button. You click $ button, you click on that, and you put in the amount of money you want to send me on a super chat on the live stream. That's what that is. It's very simple, very easy. Just go back to my live stream that I did yesterday, and you can see it. It's at the bottom. It's at the bottom of the chat box. I believe you can still see it if it's a recorded live stream. So there's that. So we all know Meghan McCain is a columnist at the Daily Mail, and she brings up a very good point is like, is Joe Biden going to run in 2024? And if he's going to run, if he's not going to run, who's going to be the greatest Democratic opponent that's going to beat Donald J. Trump when he runs in 2024? And she says that if Biden is not the candidate to be running, then there is no chance of beating Donald Trump. Again, that's a huge point, because the other day I was thinking, and I was like, well, Gavin Newsom probably is going to run, but he's not as viable, as big as Donald Trump is. The following, the base is not as big. You're talking about someone that's globally influenced, which can definitely be up for discussion by a lot of people that's watching my channel, which is understandable, and someone that is locally influenced, but also is on a national scale going through media, and that's someone like a Gavin Newsom. So it's like you're comparing apples to oranges. And so a lot of people are vocalizing in DC whether or not this man is capable of running. Meghan McCain discussed her father going through a ageism dispute amongst his colleagues in the political spectrum, saying, well, 75-year-old is too old to be in politics, or 71-year-old, I believe at the time he was 71 years old at the time, being too young to be in politics. And so Mayo Clinic, according to Meghan McCain, had to release his medical documentations, which, you know, came to her surprise that he had a mole, you know, just a mole on the back, a mole, which she did not know, and she had to come to find out. But, you know, things have changed in a short amount of period of time, where you have a lot of people who are in these big positions, like Nancy Pelosi, who's in her 80s. You know, you have Joe Biden, who's approaching 80 years old. You have people that are running in the House or in the Senate that are like old as hell, which I do believe in term limits. We should have term limits in politics. Nancy Pelosi should be on a term limit. Anybody who is running office should be on a term limit, just like we have it with our presidents. And so Meghan McCain pointed out the hypocrisy from CNN and New York Times, basically saying that a few weeks ago they had some type of talking point that Donald Trump is too old to run if he decides to run in 2024. But yet we have someone like Joe Biden and Jen Psaki who is saying that Joe Biden is going to run in 2024, which he'll be 82 years old, which is pretty much, you know, older than Donald Trump would be when he decides to run in 2024. Okay. So we could definitely see the hypocrisy there, and there's definitely hypocrisy. Meghan McCain also described Joe Biden's first year as some type of cheap B-list movie in comparison to Donald Trump's first year. I mean, we can all agree that this first year has been difficult. We can all agree that, you know, compared to this time versus last year with this pandemic, the media, politicians, pharmaceutical companies, they are making this pandemic seemingly as it was in the beginning, in which it's not. It's, let's just be honest, it's not. Pharmaceutical companies, governments are now seeing this as some type of money grab. This is why I question limited. This is why I question government, and I'm all about limited government, which you guys should do as well. I got to jump train. Jump train. Okay, it's like government does not look out for the people. Okay, they work for us, right? We don't work for them, and we shouldn't be like following their lead as if they have the best interest for us, because they don't. At the end of the day, they don't. Okay. And so, Meghan also goes on in her Daily Mail column and talks about that Joe Biden promised normalcy. And I talked about this the other day when Charlemagne, on my live stream yesterday, when Charlemagne was asking Kamala Harris, who is President, Joe Biden or Joe Manchin. And part of that commentary response for Kamala Harris was that, really, Charlemagne? She was like, really? Stop acting like a Republican. And it's like, well, didn't your administration, or at least didn't Joe Biden run off of, being civil, being even civil to people who didn't vote for him, being even civil to people who don't like him, bringing the nation back together? Didn't he run off of that campaign where he looked at you in the camera and looked at you in your eye and showed some type of empathy and sympathy to you, no matter who you are, what creed you are, what age, what ideology, what political stance you take? Didn't he say that? But yet you have a woman on camera saying, don't act like a Republican. And then you have moments where Joe Biden is having these opposite radical responses towards, the Republicans. So it's like, well, now you're elected, but you're showing us your true colors. I saw his true colors, which is why I didn't vote for him. He's never going to get my vote. The only time he got my vote was in 2008, and that was a regret that I still have till this day. Well, I don't give a damn 2000, but he will never get my vote ever, okay? When he was VP. That's the only time he got my vote. But yeah, so I do agree. And so in the article, Meghan McCain also discusses that, this may sound tough, but hey, I'm just being honest. I'm being clear here that Donald Trump, could be the winner. I don't like the man, but I'm just putting out this in the column that, hey, if Joe Biden decides not to run, and Joe Biden is only having like a 60% approval rating, which I think is a little too high. I don't think it's 60%. These polls have different numbers. And Kamala Harris has this like 31% approval rating, then it's like, we're dead. Like we're screwed. Like Republicans who don't like Trump are screwed, So, and she brings up a good point. If Joe Biden decides not to run, and this is what I've been saying, is there an actual Democratic person that can withstand the fuel and the base of Donald Trump if Donald Trump announces that he's going to be running for president in 2024? That's the question I have for you guys. Please do subscribe and click the bell so you'll be the first to know when I upload. Please share this video with your friends and your family members. Let them know about your boy, J-O-A. Let them know about the bottle. Let them know about the A-Rab. You heard me? You heard me is what we say in the style, baby. Please do subscribe, click the bell. Deuces. Yeah.